just got the grapple glove, which is essentially the Spider-Man mythic. So I jumped into creative to see if we got it, and we did not. Peely's just gonna cry in the corner of my map. So instead of showing off all the cool grapple stuff, today I'm gonna go over a huge list of insane bugs that we have in creative mode that have got to get fixed. Okay, let's start with the fun one. If you equip the sideways rifle and you just run and start shooting, eventually you're gonna get this glitch where the gun blows up like this. I mean, it's like this huge monstrosity running around. I think it's pretty funny, but it would be annoying in the middle of a game. Since we're talking about gun glitches, let's equip the ray gun, and then check this out. When you pull it out, it has this beam going over here. Let's see where the beam leads us. Maybe it's a treasure hunt. It's going off into, I don't know where it's going, way out there, and it's always pointing in that direction. It goes straight through my body. When I fire, then it goes away, so it's only there when you first pull out the gun. But I mean, I think that's a kind of a weird glitch, guys. I don't know what's going on with that. All right, this next one is crazy. If you go to the Chonker Speedway prop gallery and find this dartboard, you place it down, something crazy happens. Watch my memory bar. It goes from 3879 to 3452. It took away memory when I put it down, and I can put down a whole bunch of these, and it keeps reducing my memory. I mean, look at that. It's just going down, down, down. I wonder if I get my memory down to 0 with these. I'm just gonna place a whole bunch down, and then I'm gonna copy them until I get down to 0. I've got 100 copied here. Let's see. Yep, look at that. My memory is just going down every time I place more of these. This is ridiculous, guys, and I mean, don't rely on this glitch, guys, to get more memory, because as soon as they fix it, this is just gonna break your maps. There's no way this isn't gonna break creative mode like extensively. Yeah, guys, look at this. I'm almost down to 0. Oh no, I crashed the game. Yeah, don't use this glitch, guys. Check out my memory, guys. I'm almost down to 0. That is crazy. Here's another one that's super annoying. Often when you go to place down a device or even a piece, it doesn't even show up. I mean, look at this. I'm trying to place down the water device, and it places down. You can see the bubbles and everything, but the device just isn't even there. Now, if I go back to the hub and then come back into my map, you can see the devices are there now, but stuff like this happens all the time. Which brings us back to this water bug, where when you activate it in all phases, like, you can't phase through it anymore. It makes you swim. That's a big problem if you have a big space that you put this in. As soon as I do this, now I can't phase, I can't edit, I can't do anything, and it makes it difficult to pick up the piece, which, I mean, is small enough right now, but if it was bigger, I wouldn't be able to pick this up. So that is a really terrible glitch. Before I go on, big thanks to all my Twitter followers for pointing out all of these glitches to me. Most of these I had no idea about. These next ones are actually really bad. So if you pull out some like grass and place it down, guess what? You can't pick it up anymore. You can't even delete it. You can't edit it. It's just stuck there forever. And if you pull out like a chain link fence and place it down, guess what? Can't pick it up. Can't edit it. You can't do anything. Sure, there's other items that have the same problem. This is a really awful glitch at the moment. This one's actually affected some of my current maps. But if you place down a vehicle, and this works on any of the vehicles, and you make it so it's not visible during a game, this works fine. But then when you try to copy this or move this, can't do that. It's stuck. This now device is stuck forever unless you put it back to visible, and then you can move it again. This is actually a really inconvenient glitch. I mean, it's one you can work around, but for me, it's pretty bad. These next two are only on console, I think, but people on next-gen consoles are having trouble seeing this gallery. It doesn't even exist for them. I've also heard that maybe the Sanctuary gallery isn't showing up anymore, so that really stinks for console players. And also, I guess on a Mythbusters video, people were saying that the UFOs don't work, and they work on PC just fine, but on console, there are no keybinds or anything on it, so it's basically unplayable. So consoles are having even extra bugs than everyone else. These ones are kind of similar, but if you go to the Invasion prop gallery and you place down one of these floaties, check it out. You got like some weird block in the way. You can bounce off these now, and I guess you couldn't do that before, so maybe that has contributed to this texture showing up, but this is unusable until that gets fixed. Similarly, if you go to the Slurp Swamp gallery and get the giant sign, you'll see that when we place this down, that huge weird block is in the way. It looks to me like they build these props with these weird pieces, and then they mod them to look the way they want. So it seems to me like what we're seeing is the full hitbox of this thing. Like if I blow this up, that blows up too. So I'm assuming this is the front of the sign, that this is what it just is modded to say slurp. And right now that mod is not working at all. All right, this one's a little silly, and honestly, it doesn't bother me that much, but I wanted to show it anyways. But if you come to the North Waterfall on the Canyon Island, when you look under the water, you're gonna see a piece of the map missing here, and you can just fall straight through down to here. Now, this is actually kind of cool. Maybe you could, I don't know, hide down here, have like a little secret base behind the waterfall. This isn't that big of a deal, but it's definitely a glitch. Another more game-breaking glitch is when you use the inflatable, and then you exit the inflatable while you're on the floor, you clip through the bottom of it like that. But even worse, if you're on the bottom of the map and you try to exit, look, you clip through the bottom of the map. You're just stuck down here until your inflatable resets, and then you can just jump and it clips you back up to the top. It's a weird glitch, and if you're using the inflatable, just know that you probably shouldn't right now because it's just not worth it. Next one I think has been in the game for a while. I'm not sure because I never use them, but zapper traps are completely broken. Like when you throw them on a wall, they're supposed to attach, but they just bounce off and like float away. I mean, I originally thought you had to be in-game to use these, but check it out. I mean, I'm gonna throw it on this wall and nothing. It's really unfortunate because the zapper traps could be really cool for death runs or for a lot of things, but there it goes. I mean, it's just totally glitched. Next, if you place down a mutator zone, make sure allow weapon fire is turned to no. Then when you go in the mutator zone, you can't fire. So look, I'm in the mutator zone, I can't fire. I'm clicking as much as I can. It does not work. But if you use a melee weapon like the scythe, guess what? You can still hit people and do everything. Like, I don't know if that's just a feature or a glitch, but this should not be possible with that being turned off. Here's another glitch that we've had forever. It's the storm glitch. Like, I've only been in my session for like a half hour and the storm's already coming in. I hate that we even have the storm to deal with, but cutting my session short drives me nuts. If you use the player reference device a lot, this one's gonna affect you, but I've got two reference devices here. I'm gonna register my player so you can see it. There it is. And the reference device is normally indestructible. You can't even hit it. And I'm even gonna pick up a rocket launcher here and I'm gonna try and blow this one up. And look, guys, there's no damage to it at all. But if you have an explosive device, guess what, guys? When it explodes, it destroys the reference device. That's a really bad glitch for a lot of like 1v1 maps that use reference devices and have reset mechanics set up. All right, this next one's a potential game breaker. When you place down a movement modulator, the default activating team is set to team 1. It should be any. The problem is when you're placing down these modulators, and if it's set to team 1, then if you forget to change it, then only the player 1 or the people that are assigned to team 1 get to use the modulator. I don't know why the default would not be set to any, but that needs to be fixed ASAP, because I'm hoping that in old maps that this is set on, that the default hasn't been set to team 1, because that would break a ton of maps. This one's kind of funny, but it has to do with junk rifts. So if you're not familiar with junk rifts, when you throw things down, then things come out of a rift and blast down onto the map. But if you fly up to the very tippity top of your map, so there's our barrier, we can't get past it, and you throw a junk rift up high, guess what? It goes way up there, and then whatever comes through gets stuck up there. So you can throw a bunch of these, and everything's just gonna get stuck at the top of the map. So, I mean, this is a kind of a random glitch that I don't think anyone's gonna really experience, but there's all my stuff stuck up there. I showed this yesterday. These awnings in the tilted galleries change colors every time you place it down, and this is an extremely frustrating bug if you want to use these awnings, because you never know what color you're gonna get when you place it down. This one you guys tell me about in the comments all the time, but if you go to the indestructible gallery, you place down a wall, it's completely indestructible, right? Well, if you throw an armored wall on it, then it becomes destructible, and that can break a lot of maps if you have armored walls in it and indestructible areas, because it even works on maps if you make all of the map indestructible. So basically, armored walls breaks indestructible areas. Lots of bugs, and I haven't even mentioned some of the boring big ones. I love Epic, and they're doing a great job, but man, we gotta get some of these fixed.